I'd like to start by thanking Jörg for bringing all of his followers to my YouTube channel. Amazing. We've managed to get an extra 3,000 followers, so really thank you for subscribing. Now today, because of that, I'm going to be making some explosive rounds. Something to go into the slingshot that's going to explode. It's something that you can't do at home. I've got the explosive licenses and I've got a big farm that we can actually do it on. So we're going to have a lot of fun. We're going to start by making lead azide. It's an explosive that I've made many times before, but this time we're going to put it into a round that will actually explode on impact. But first, I've got to make the lead azide. To make lead azide, you need that it instantly creates the explosive. There it is. After a whole lot of filtering, I'm left with this stuff, lead azide. Still quite damp at the moment, so it needs to dry out, but when it's dry, it is the explosive. I'm going to let it dry. Right, now I've got my lead azide. I've got 1 gram of it, and I'm going to put it into this blue touch paper. So 1 gram of lead azide in some slow burning blue touch paper. And then I'm going to put it on top of a can in there. And I'm going to light the blue touch paper and run away with some ear defenders on. Okay, we've got the phantom running. I'm ready. Everyone's ready. The blue touch paper is lit. Run away. Whoa! 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 So the can blew out, and then there's a nice hole all the way through it. Pretty spectacular stuff, right? Let's look at the phantom. Right, the blue touch paper is alight. You can see the smoke pouring out, and there it goes. So the sparks that you see there are actually the can blowing up. Because it's detonating so fast, it's actually ripping through the can, causing the can to split apart into tiny little fragments and igniting. And then the can goes flying up in the air, tumbles around a lot, and hits the ground. But then you see it here. It's as if the can wasn't there. It's broken it apart massively. And you can see some deposits of lead actually on the can. And the reason I put it into that fiberglass tube is because all of those tiny fragments of steel are flying at supersonic speeds. So much so that there's a little rip in the side of the can here. And that is just a tiny fragment of the can that's been blasted through the other side. If that wasn't there, it could easily fly around. So that's lead azide. What do we do with it? I only need a tiny, tiny fragment of lead azide to actually make something blow up. I'm going to use this lead azide in these things. These things are like empty paintballs. We use them a lot in special effects. We fill them in all kinds of things. You can fill them with Vaseline to create a sort of smashed effect on glass. Or fill it with Fuller's Earth so you get a dust effect. Or zirconium. This stuff. This is zirconium. It's an element, but it produces sparks really easily. So if we put something like a bit of glass in there and some zirconium, it creates sparks when it hits a hard surface. What I'm going to do is put zirconium, titanium, and a tiny bit of lead azide in here, along with the glass. And when it hits a hard surface, it's going to explode. I mean, hopefully. I mean, it will. With a paintball gun, it always explodes. So with a slingshot, it's got to, right? Well, let's try it. So I've put my glass inside one of the hemispheres, and then I need some of this zirconium. So I'm just going to file off a few grams of zirconium. Every single filing on here will make a spark, so it doesn't need a lot. I've got a little bit of titanium just for added effect. And again, you literally need 3 or 4 bits of titanium. Put inside there, and then the lead azide. And it doesn't look like a lot, but there's a couple of crystals of lead azide in there, and that's enough to make a big bang when it hits a hard surface. So I'll put those in there too. And then all you do is snap these together. And that's it. All ready to fire. with a slingshot at something hard. Good luck, Jörg. If you like this video, like, comment and subscribe.